What should I do? How does it happen? What is the roadmap? These are few of many questions that trouble early career professionals. Early Career Talks is an initiative to exactly bridge that gap between people who are in their early career and the industry. Saturday 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. as part of these early career talks, industry veterans are invited and they share their knowledge so that the early career professionals get benefited and their doubts gets clarified. Stay till the end and you will know how you can be part of this community so that you don't miss any early career talks and also all the initiatives that are taken by the company behind this early career talks, Balemarthy Vamsi Enterprises. Stay till the end and you will know how you can take your early career to the next stage. And I strongly believe early career should become a launch pad and a stepping stone for a bright mid-career and prosperity. Thank you very much. So without much further ado, I would request actually Kanak and Amey to give a little bit of introduction about themselves and then step into the session for today. I don't want to even say what is the topic for today and I leave everything to them. So Kanak and Amey, the virtual stage is yours.
Yes, thank you for the introduction. So, good evening everyone. My name is Amey Pathak and today I'm here with my good friend Kanak, and today we are going to talk about CTFs, or what are capture the flag competitions and how can you make a career in cybersecurity using CTF challenges. So let me just start by introducing myself first. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
So I'll start my presentation now. So basically I'm an exploit developer, a reverse engineer, and for the past 3 to 4 years I have been researching in the field of security, and me and Kanak are both actively CTF players. So currently we are ranked 45th all over India, but our all-time highest was 7th all over India. And I'm also preparing for some industry certifications like offensive security exploit developer from OffSec and PNPT from TCM Security. And both of us are currently third year computer science students from SRM University, Chennai. So now let's hear from Kanak.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. And thank you for giving us this opportunity to have a session like this. So I will give a brief intro about myself. I am Kanak Shilledar. I am most of into IoT security and development side of things. Then I have been in development from past 2 years, and I am doing exploitation from past 6 months. And as I said, our team is 45th rank in India with all-time high of 7. And I also have a PNPT certification in progress, which is in the near future. So let's go about today's agenda. So we'll first look at how we started our CTF journey. Then we'll go about what is CTF, how you can get started into CTFs. Then what are the types of CTFs, majorly played types of CTFs. Then a few categories which you will look out during CTFs. Then there will be a lot of tools which you will be going to use. Then we'll look out about some relatively newer term, embedded security. It has been in this era from a long time, but still it is a quite new field to be explored. Then a few resources which you can go through, and if the time persists, we'll see some demos. So let's start our journey. So this is our journey. Like, we first started in 2020. This was our first CTF which we played together. It was from Mr. Pratik Dhabi. It was our first CTF. It was a really good start for us. Like, we were not that much into security at that time. We were still learning. and it was a good quick start. Then fast forward for 2 years, we were top 20 finalists in Embedded Security CTF, which was organized by IIT Madras in the month of December 2022, in collaboration with DSCI. We learned a lot about embedded security during that 3 rounds of CTF. It gave us a very new perspective into develop different branches of cybersecurity. Before this embedded security CTF, we were only aware about the main fields like web exploitation, then binary exploitation, and all. But this embedded security CTF really gave us a different, whole new branch of cybersecurity, which can be explored further. Then we are active participants of Nalcon Goa. Like we just go as attendees and play CTFs there. There are a lot of really cool CTFs happening. Recently in September 2023, there was IoT and OCS security CTF, which was really fun to play. And you can also attend Nalcon Goa in the near future, which is in September 2024. Every year it is an international security conference, and I highly recommend everyone to go there to just network and learn a lot. Then let's look for some prerequisites. You will need a Linux VM, Linux virtual machine, because this cybersecurity goes hand in hand with Linux. You should have a strong hand at Linux, and to be able to try those exploits and to be able to have more control as compared to Windows. Then Python. Like Python is basically a Swiss Army knife for you. You can quickly try out your different exploits, without the need of worrying about various kind of pointers which are there in those compiled languages. Then a pinch of curiosity is must, because if any challenge you see, it won't be the same. There will be something or the else different in one or the other challenge. And that's all. So, ready to kickstart your journey in cybersecurity? So let's see about CTF. CTF stands for Capture the Flag. So let's look at what, why, and how. So CTF is the best way to practice cybersecurity is CTFs. CTF is like a game for nerds, but in this, at the end result, you need to get the flag. In conferences, as I said before, there are a lot of CTFs happening, and you can make good connections and earn a lot of goodies, like from Hacker Earth or Bugbase and all. Then why you should play CTFs is because it's most common way to practice security mitigation and security exploitation, and it's a fun way to kickstart in your cybersecurity career, because at the end, in real life, you will also face those similar challenges which are there in CTFs. Then how to get started? Don't worry, we got you. So there are these 2 types of CTFs majorly played throughout the world. So the first one is Jeopardy style. In this, you will be given a few categories of questions, and each question will have a flag, and you just need to extract them. It is 99% of online all CTFs which are there are Jeopardy style. And then there is an attack and defense. So in attack and defense, it is a more advanced style of CTF, and in that there is the attacker and defender scenario. This kind of scenario is the real world scenario which you can see in corporates, like there is a blue team and then a red team, like the black hat hackers trying to attack a corporate. So this is a attack defense kind of scenario. But here there are majorly a lot of CTFs are only Jeopardy style. Sadly, we don't see a lot of attack defense ones. So, and we won't be covering this category. So now Amay will explain you about categories.
So these are the few CTF categories which are commonly found in challenges. We'll go through one by them. So the first category is OSINT. OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. So this is one of the most easiest CTF category which you will see, and all the categories are ranked according to the difficulty level. So this is the easiest one. So in this OSINT category, we only need to use Google. They'll ask us to find the owner of the car. They'll give us the number plate, and we have to find the owner of the car. These kind of challenges fall under this category. These are very easy challenges for a very beginner friendly challenges. And we mainly use Google as our main tool. And another tool which we use is called Wayback Machine. It's basically a internet time machine. So if you want to view how like YouTube looked like around 10 years ago, so you can go on this website and view that. And it also requires very less brain power. The next category which we generally see in CTFs is called web exploitation. So in this category, the main aim is to hack a website and get the flag. So you must have a good knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript to understand how the website functions. And most importantly, you must also know OWASP Top 10. OWASP Top 10 is basically a list published by OWASP. It's an organization which publishes a top 10 list of bugs every year, like the most critical top 10 bugs in a website. So you must have a good knowledge of OWASP Top 10 to solve these kind of challenges. And also knowledge of Python is great as it helps us in scripting the exploits. And few more tools are like GoBuster, which helps in the brute force attacks required for web exploitation. And one of the major tools is the Burp Suite, which is like the industry standard tool to test any web application security. So we'll move on to the next category, which is cryptography. So in cryptography, the main aim is to break the cryptographic algorithms. So obviously, to break cryptography, you need to have a good understanding of mathematics and also how crypto algorithms work, like RSA and AES, how those functions. Here are some of the tools which we generally use in solving CTF challenges based on cryptography. Decode.fr and CyberChef, these are the main tools which we use to decode any ciphers or anything like that. And also Python is always a must for the scripting part. The next category is forensics. Actually, this is one of the favorite category. So I'll let him take this one.
So this is one of my favorite category. So in this, you will be given a memory dump or an image. It can be a PNG or a JPEG image, or some kind of packet capture, which is the transmission between two networks, and or a binary file. And you will be tasked to perform analysis on it and get the root flag. So there are a lot of tools which we use in this one. So the first of them is Binwalk. Binwalk is a tool for extracting hidden data inside a binary. Then EXIF tools and Wireshark is tool for network capture. EXIF tool is for extracting metadata from a binary. Then ZStack, StackHide, StackSeek, and John are steganography tools. So John is basically for cracking passwords and cracking PDF files which are password protected. Also some JPEG files which have data hidden in it, which are password protected, can be cracked using John. Then ZStack, StackHide, StackSeek are all for steganography of JPEG images. The Volatility is a quite big software which you can use for analyzing memory dumps, ranging from Mac OS to Linux to Windows. All kind of operating system analysis can be done using Volatility.
So next we have is reverse engineering. Now the difficulty has increased. So in reverse engineering, we basically have to reverse the binary to analyze its source code. So we require disassembling and debugging tools. The most famous ones are IDA and Ghidra and GDB for Linux. Also, you need a good understanding of assembly, C programming to tackle reversing challenges. Some more tools are ltrace and strace. So we use ltrace to view library calls and strace to view system calls, to view the hex data of the binary we use hex editor. And these challenges require a lot of patience. You will find multiple loopholes in this. So you need lots of patience to solve reversing challenges. The next category is, and one of my favorite categories is pawn or binary exploitation category. So the main goal in this category is to exploit a binary to gain system level access. So basically there will be a memory corruption vulnerability somewhere in the binary, and our goal is to exploit it by bypassing all the security mitigations on the binary. In this category, we mainly used Pawn Tools library for Python, which allows us to interact with the binary through Python. Also, we need debuggers like GDB for Linux and WinDebug for Windows. We also need some knowledge of memory internals, like how stack works and what is heap memory and all that. So next we'll look forward to a very new category in CTFs. It's called embedded security, and it's one of the Kanak's favorite category. So he'll explain it to us.
So in embedded security, we usually have access to the embedded device in some form or the another. Like it can be accessed via a web interface, such as the access which we get from our routers via their admin page, or at the hardware level access, like you have physical device at your hand. So with the help of that, you can try a few different kinds of attacks, a few different kind of methodologies to exploit them. So in this, there are multiple types of attacks, but we will be looking for side channel attacks specifically. In this, there are three categories: power analysis, timing attacks, and electromagnetic analysis. So in this, power analysis covers the actual power consumed by the embedded device at different instances of time, and you can gain valuable information from it, such as if it is running a kind of process which how much power does that process consume. It is a very valuable information to an attacker. Then for the timing attacks usually exploit the amount of time a process takes to for its complete execution, and it is also one of the most important parameter while designing an attack. And you can gain much more valuable information from it. Then electromagnetic analysis. So electromagnetic analysis, attackers use it to record and analyze the electromagnetic emissions from the device and figure out its what process is it running. It can be like there was some recent cybersecurity event news that some attacker was able to extract the image from a monitor without actually physically having its access. Like by just the electromagnetic emissions, he was able to regenerate the whole picture which was being displayed on his monitor. So these are the three categories of attacks which we use. So inside these, there are in power analysis, there's simple power analysis and then correlatory power analysis. These are the various kinds of attacks which are further help us in exploiting those devices. Can you move to the next one? Yeah, I think there is some issue. So let me share the screen. As you can see, there is this graph is a graph of actual power consumed by a device when performing some kind of operation. So in this is the graph for power checking of for password checking of a device. Just assume a scenario wherein there is a locker based device, and in that it accepts 4-digit password, and it can be the characters are only digits, and there are possible 10,000 combinations for that simple locker. But now if you perform that linear attack, then it will take a long time. But if you think smartly, if you apply side channel attack and just try to measure the power of it, that if I input a few characters, then what will be the power consumed by the device? And then accordingly, you can create a pattern in the power analysis graph that this kind of pattern is being formed, and you can try to extract the actual key, which is the pin of that locker. So in this, as you can see, like the attacker has tried 3 combinations, and that in that he has received a similar kind of power trace. So as you can see, this is the same power trace, this one and this one. These 3 are identical, so that you can jump to the conclusion that the device is thinking more on that input characters, and you are actually going in the right direction. So this is how you can just get the flag, get the pin of that device. So next one. So these are a few tools for embedded security, which are must. In this, the first one is an SMD workstation. So it is basically nothing but a soldering iron with SMD capabilities and a microscope. Then you will need access to a probing station. It is used to probe the miniature pins of a integrated circuit or a microcontroller. Then oscilloscope, it is used for generating this similar kind of graphs from that microcontroller power analysis. Then logic analyzer is sometimes it is used to check the logic of the SPI lines or I2C lines. Then chip whisperer, it provides an integrated package wherein it is basically an oscilloscope on steroids. So it is a simple, as you can see, this image is of a chip whisperer nano. Herein you get both the things. The one is an attacker device and the smaller one is the victim device. So in this attacker device will try to attack whatever kind of exploit and on the smaller device, victim device, and you can actually get these kind of power traces from this device, from this chip whisperer. It is that powerful, and it is actually used. We actually used this one for our CTF, which we played in last year in IIT Madras for embedded security. So these are a few resources which you can go through. So the first one is ctftime.org. This is the most major calendar of throughout running CTFs globally. You can find even this weekend is also having a few nice CTFs which you can play. Then Pico CTF is there. Pico CTF is for beginners. It is a school level CTF, but open to all. You can also join and play that CTF. It is running throughout the year, and there are challenges from basic level to advanced level. Everything is there, so it is a very good point to start for a beginner. We also started our journey with Pico CTFs. Then CTF 101 is a resource site where you can learn about a few things in CTFs, like which categories what, and also gain more knowledge about the tools which are used. Then Try Hack Me, Hack the Box. These two are major names which you might have heard in the cybersecurity industry. Like, have you tried this new machine or that new machine? So these two sites host these machines, which are either a Linux-based machine or a Windows-based machine, which are based on newer CVEs, like common vulnerabilities and exploits. So which are released very recently. The CVEs are released. So on the basis of that, these machines are built, and you can actually try to perform your attacks on them. And then John Hammond and IPSec and Live Overload. These three are popular YouTubers who usually make content on cybersecurity and these CTFs. So IPSec is very popular. He is now he's one of our favorite, and I also got to know about IPSec from Amay, and he usually gives walkthroughs of all the machines which are there on Hack the Box. Usually Hack the Box has quite complicated machines which are not that easy to solve, but also you get to learn a lot during that process. So it's a win-win situation. Then IoT Security 101. It is a whole resource for IoT security or embedded security, and it is also maintained by Mr. IoT, and I also got an opportunity. We got an opportunity to meet him last year at in Bangalore at a cybersecurity event, and this is a very good resource for beginners in IoT security. Then recently, in the month of December, every year there is an Advent of Cyber. It is a month-long challenge hosted by Try Hack Me. It starts from 1st December till 25th December. Every year it is there, and you can each day there are a few new challenges, and that new challenge will be of some different category, and they don't usually repeat the categories. Like today it will be from brute forcing, then the next day it will be from web exploitation, then the next day it will be from forensics, ranging till embedded security as well. Like they will give you a router binary, and you need to reverse it to get the root file system and then extract the flag inside the root directory. In something similar in those terms. These are our socials, so you can connect to us on these. And thank you. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Yeah, the session is open for questions.
Yes, you can find the link for that Advent of Cyber in this chat section sent by me.
Since we have time, do you have any demo that you can give?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir,
We
sure.
have
Sure. We have a demo.
I will stop sharing and maybe share.
Yes, just give me a minute. Till then, any Q&As?
Yeah, I have actually one question. This flag is nothing but the vulnerability that gets detected. Is the flag is nothing but the vulnerability that you actually detect? Is it so?
Yes, like the flag is nothing but let's say there is a um, binary file. Okay, and inside that binary file, you will if you run the command, if you try to extract all the strings inside, strings defined in that binary, so there will be the elf headers will be there, then all the other stack related entries will be there, and all the defined strings which are there inside that binary will be there. Now, along with that, there will be a random generated text which is of some format known as with the name of that CTF, or is simple in flag and then two curly braces. Inside that, there will be some random text which is the main flag which we try to exploit to extract. So here in this attack method, strings is the exploit that inside the strings you are able to extract some valuable information, such as if you in real world scenario it can be a binary file which is having some API key available. So let's say it is a simple binary file, and in that there are some API keys which have access to the server, and you just have that API keys in plain string format inside your binary. Now any attacker will be able to easily extract those strings from via the strings command in Linux. We'll show you a demo of that similar kind of attack. And with that, the attacker has now access to your valuable API key, and he can do anything he wants.
Looks like there are some questions.
Yes. Roadmap for automotive cybersecurity. Yes, so actually, roadmap kind of thing we also don't have. But yes, I can give you a few pointers about automotive cybersecurity. It mostly relates about embedded security, and then there is a quick focus on CAN interface. So majorly all the automotives revolve around CAN, and you need to have a good grasp of the CAN protocol, and you need to try to build a few uh, skills around how to extract those can how to exploit that CAN protocol. And there is one resource which I am finding. Just a minute, which you can get to explore more about automotive security. Just give me a moment. I will share you that link.
Yes. Aditya is asking, sir, in reverse engineering, should I have good knowledge in all programming languages? Aditya, it depends on the challenge. Like if they have given a binary which is programmed in C, so you need to know how C language works in order to reverse engineer the binary. If the binary is in Rust, then you need the Rust knowledge to reverse the binary. It depends on the challenge. So, what are embedded system common loopholes that you see while attacking the system? What advice to secure it? The most common loophole is basically information leakage. Like the embedded security devices leak a lot of sensitive information which should not be leaked. In general, and mostly memory corruption vulnerabilities you can see in firmwares. But the most critical one is probably information disclosure for any embedded security device. And to secure it is the best way to secure it is by using good coding practices. That's it.
Yes, so for that automotive security thing, actually Ken Tyndall is a very good resource person in this field. And also there is an asrg.io. It is the automotive security research group, which you can follow for automotive security related things. So yes, for few skill set required for securing general purpose IoT based embedded device, like you need to first thing is that you should try to have secure boot available in your IoT device. Like it is the most basic thing which is a lot of people are neglecting while developing their IoT devices. Secure boot is the first and most important part and most critical part while developing an IoT device, because with secure boot half of your problems is gone, because no attacker is able to easily try to manipulate your secure boot and able to run the malicious binary. And then once secure boot is done, then you need to have those APIs keys and all. Try to have secure firmware OTA updates. Those can be via the encrypted route. Like you should encrypt your OTA updates, which are sent via the server. Then try to don't store the password in plain text form. If you are having an IoT device which is storing some user credentials or some user data, don't store it in plain text format. Try to encrypt it. Try to encrypt your data at rest as well as data in motion. Both the things you should try to encrypt both of them. And yes, that's it.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll start with the demo now. So currently here I have the Pico CTF website open, which we shared as a resource. It's one of the beginner-friendly resources to learn CTFs, and like this is how the interface looks like. So here I have I'm in the learn category where I can see all the challenges. So these are the challenges which are here. These are the types of challenges. Like this is from general skills, this is from cryptography. These are types of challenges, and this is a very nice website to learn about CTFs. So I'll be solving few of the easy challenges to give you a taste like what it looks like. So the first challenge I will solve is the mod 26 one. So there is this challenge name and there are a few tags and the description is given about the challenge. So the challenge says cryptography can be easy. Do you know what ROT13 is? And they have given some random text here. So the question itself says cryptography can be easy. Do you know what ROT13 is? If you don't know what ROT13 is, we can just copy this and just Google, look it up, what ROT13 is, and you can see all the explanation on Wikipedia. ROT13 is nothing, basically it just rotates each letter by 13. So A becomes N, B becomes O, and this looks like a string which is rotated. So we can just directly solve this by rotating each characters one by one individually, or we can just use an automated tool to do that. So in this case, Python helps a lot, but here we'll just use an online tool, which also I shared as a resource. It's called CyberChef. So this is the CyberChef interface. Here you provided the input. So I gave the string as the input and what operation I want to perform. So it said ROT13, right? So here I can see I have the ROT13 option. So I'll just drag and drop it here. And you can see this gave us a flag. It looks like a flag. This is actually the format of the Pico CTF flag, where it says Pico CTF and then curly braces open and close. And there we have a random string or a meaningful string there. So I'll just copy this and paste it here and submit flag, and shows hooray, you solved this challenge correctly again. So this is how basic it is, but you got to learn something new, right? You didn't know what ROT13 is, so this is a new topic for you. Similarly, we have many challenges like this, so we'll just solve one challenge from each category. So I'll just try one of the web exploitation challenges. So here we have a really basic challenge called inspector, which actually is an information disclosure challenge. So here the description says, like, Kishore Balan tipped us off that the following code may need inspection, and they have given us a website link here, So we'll just go ahead and look at the websites. So this is what the website looks like. It's a very basic exploit. It says inspect me. So basically something to do with the inspect element, which we have here in the browser. So says inspect me and what, and there are two buttons, what and how. So if you click what, I have made a website, it says, and how I use these using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So he used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to make this website. So we'll just try to view the source of the website, like view the HTML by pressing the source button, Control U. So here I can see the HTML code for the website, but in the green comment it says HTML is neat. Anyways, have one of three of the flags. So I think the flag is in three parts. So we got the first part here. I'll just copy this and paste it here in our flag section. Right. So in the first part, we found it in the HTML part. So there is also a CSS imports. We'll just check out the CSS part also. Here you can see the CSS code, and at the end there's a comment that says you need CSS to make pretty pages. Here's the second part of the flag. So the information can be hidden on the website in the comments also. So this is the second part, and there is also a JavaScript file here. So I'll just view the JavaScript also. This is the JavaScript code, and also in the comment it says the third part of the flag is this. These are extremely basic challenges. Just taught you how to inspect a website, how to view the source code using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We'll move on to cryptography. We'll solve one more cryptography challenge.
You may be finding this web inspect element challenge very easy or very like no-brainer kind of challenge. But in fact, it is a fun fact that our college website once had its information disclosure in the form of comments inside its payment gateway website. So this thing is happening in the real world as well. People try to neglect their code, and that's how there are a lot of exploits. There are a lot of vulnerabilities, data breaches happening day by day.
Yes, also there can be leaked API keys in the comments. Sometimes people write comments about API keys and then forget it in the code itself. So you may find a very important information in those files. So next, I'll try one more crypto challenge.
There
Caesar.
could be even version of their code, version of the server which they are running in the inspect element of their website. So anything can be there.
Okay, this is a crypto challenge. It says just Caesar, and it says decrypt this message, and they're given a file. I downloaded the file and I just opened it, and it says something like this: Pico CTF, and there is a random string here, which doesn't make any sense right now. But according to the name, if you just Google the name, what is this? It's actually a Caesar cipher. It's called a Caesar cipher, and it's like a substitution cipher. This is another cryptographic algorithm, one of the older ones, where you just replaced a letter with another letter. That's it. This is similar to ROT13, but in a different way. So we can just find a decryption tool for it. Any decryption tool is fine. Here I can see a decode online. I'll just paste that string here. Decode. And I'll just try to shift it. This is currently set to 7, right? It is shifting Y to 7 bits. So I'll just try to shift this with a different offset until I find a meaningful string over there. Here I saw something crossing the Ruby. This looks like a meaningful string, so this might be our flag. So we'll just test it. And I solved the challenge again. So these are like very basic cryptographic algorithms. If you go more advanced, you will find a few RSA-based problems, which are like real-world issues. So next category I'll solve is reverse engineering. I'll solve one of the reverse engineering challenges. So here I have a challenge called, this is one of the difficult challenges. These are difficult challenges. I'll just take an easy one for now. Okay, let's try this one. I haven't solved it. This is the first time. This is how I approach any challenge. So they have just given the Python name keygenme.trial.python. So I'll just download this file and take a look at it. So this looks like a source code given in Python. Before looking at the code, I'll just try to run run the code, see what it does. So I'll just open my terminal, go to downloads, Python, and keychain. So it is giving me an interface like welcome to the calculator. This is the trial version, estimate, astral projection, enter license key, exit. So these are giving this is giving me 4 options here. And I can see here like they have given the key part, static trial one. This is the first part of the probably the flag. And then we have to find out this dynamic part, and then the end is here. So generally the flag format is this pico CTF, open curly braces and close braces, and there is something in between there. So I have to find out what this is, key part, dynamic trial. So I'll just take a look at the source code, like what it does initially. We have 4 choices, A, B, C, D. We have the enter license function here. So you must know a little bit of Python to understand what the code actually does. This is where Python helps. So it takes input from us and stores it in user key and then strips it. Then it checks if the key is equivalent to this output of this function. So now I'll take a look at this function. Be kept for version. Okay, wow. Okay, this is a actually very long challenge. It actually encrypts it using Fernet. So rather we would solve another easier challenge. This is actually a very large challenge. It will take a lot of time to solve. So instead we'll take a different challenge instead of this. Okay, I'll just take this one, safe opener. So it says, I forgot the key to my safe, but this program is supposed to help me with retrieving the lost key. Can you help me unlock my safe? But the password you could recover into Pico CTF flag format be like this. Okay, so they were given us a binary this time. I'll just copy and download it. So no, we have a Java file here. So, and this is how the file looks like. Okay, so now you must know a little bit of Java to understand this code. Basically, here I can just directly see it asks for a password, enter password for the safe, and it stores it in the key, and it compares it to the encoded key. And this function generates an encoded key, which just looks like a. Okay, so after an experience of playing CTFs, when you look at this thing, this is usually a base 64 encoded string. I will try to just decode it by using base 64. So I'll go to CyberChef, paste the string here, and this is actually a base 64 encoded string. From base 64. Yes, so this generally comes with the experience. Like if you see a string like this, it's generally a base 64 string. So this was the password, and they said submit it in between this format Pico CTF. So for this challenge, you needed a little bit knowledge of Java, like how it works, how it takes inputs. Next, I'll try a challenge from forensics.
Actually, there is a question in Q&A. So Jaya Sarvan they are asking that can you please provide a raw binary analysis or a bare metal binary analysis? So can you just provide a reversing or a pawn challenge? Same category.
Sure. Now I will go with the pawn challenge, right? Pawn challenges will include everything, reversing to exploitation. I'll do that in this category. For now, I'll just solve a basic forensics challenge. Should I do the information one?
You can try the Wireshark.
Wireshark one, right? Okay, I'll do the Wireshark one. So it says Wireshark do, and can you find the flag? And they have given a pcap file. Pcap file generally stands for the Wireshark dump or the network dump. So I'll just download this file here, and I'll open it with the Wireshark. You need to download and install the tool. So as I can see that there is a lot of traffic going on here. So this is how Wireshark interface looks like. So here basically this is actually a network dump of a actual network. So this is the source IP and this is the destination IP. They are communicating something, and these are all the packets. This is all the communication they had. This is a dump of that. So it's like a very huge data to find the flag. So basic thing I'll do is generally data is in HTTP packets. So I'll just filter it out using HTTPs, and I'll just try to follow a stream here. Just click any random packet and just try to follow TCP stream, like it actually opened it on this side. Okay, so this was all the communication between them. This is all encrypted, so I won't be finding much useful data here. So I'll just trying to find the flag here, which was like Pico. Okay, there was no. I'll just try to look through the data. Okay, I tried to find a Pico string, but it was not there. So generally, when servers talk, they talk in GET requests or POST requests. So I'll just filter it out using GET or POST requests. So I'll just filter out using HTTP, and now I'll look for a GET request. So here I saw a 200 OK. So that's a response generally. So here I can see. I'll just follow this one. Here I can see something in the format of flag, right? This looks like a flag, but I think it's encrypted. So I think I'll try to decode this. I'll copy this. Again, I'll go to Cyberchef. It's one of my most go-to websites to decode. So this just looks like a ROT30, like this thing is rotated. Like I'll try to ROT30 this, and this here we have the flag. Yeah, and this you solve the challenge. General skills are basically programming challenges. These you can try on your own. Like you have to do basic programming stuff to solve these challenges. The most difficult challenges are like the binary exploitation categories. So here I'll try to exploit this challenge. I'll try to solve. So here it says control the return address. Additional details will be available after launching your challenge instance. So here we have to like launch our own instance. So it's launching. They'll provide us the binary and the source code, and we have to figure out where the memory corruption vulnerability is basically. So now we are cooking. You can overflow the buffer and return to the flag function in the program. You can view the source here. Okay, so we have a program and we have a source, and they have provided a server also. So at this server, this binary is actually running. So we have to get shell on this server basically using this program. So I'll download both the program and I've downloaded the program and also the source. I'll just take a look at what the source code is. So here it is, wine.c. Okay, this is the source code for the binary. So this is in C. So you must know C language a little bit to understand this code, what's going on. So basically I'll take a look at the main function. So it's doing some set vbuff and setting some memory addresses. Then it puts, it uses puts to present. It asks for a string. Then it calls the vulnerable function. It's called one, and this uses gets. Gets is actually a very dangerous function in C, which should never be used. Generally, when programming is taught, they teach us scanf to be used, right? So this is a very dangerous function, but they're using buff to get our buffer into this array. So this array size is actually generally 32, but we can overflow this. You can basically overflow this and write to the stack. And then it says print okay, time to return, fingers crossed, and it says something jumping to a return address. So there is also a win function, as you can see, but it is not called. It is not called by main or by vulnerable. So our main goal is to call this function, but how can we call it? It's not written in the source code. So our task is to basically overflow this buffer and overwrite the return address of this function, main function, to the address of win function. Then the win gets executed, and I think it just prints the flag for us. So our main goal here is to jump to this win function. So how will we do that? We need to write our own exploitation script for this one. Just give me a second. Generally, these challenges require you require Python to solve these challenges. To interact with the binary, you need to learn Python. actually I had a solution for this binary. I'll just open up the solution and show you. Okay, so here I have the exploit for this. I'll just save it. So this is how the exploit looks like. So I'm importing this library called Pwn Tools. It's actually a very nice library for the binary exploitation challenges. So here I'm specifying an ELF file, which is our vuln file. So it is of the type vuln, ELF. So basically ELF are binaries for Linux. Then I'm creating a process. It's called P, and it's storing in the process. And here, basically, I'm just connecting to the binary and sending it the data. Basically, p.send payload does is sends this payload variable to the binary. So now we'll take a look at what is the payload variable here. So here, basically, our offset is at 44. So how do I calculate the offset? Basically, I'll tell you that. So here I can see the 1.c. Our buffer size is 32, right? Buffer size is 32. But there are extra stuffs on the stack, like we push, like you should know how assembly works in this case. We first push the address of the current stack pointer on the stack, and then we copy ESP to EBP. You must know what the computer registers are, what memory registers are to solve this challenge. So that is how you figure out this offset, basically. Or you can try multiple offsets, then eventually you'll end up with the correct offset. So here I have the offset as 44. Like after 44 bytes, we are able to write to our instructions pointer. So here after 44, I'll just fill the buffer with 44 A's. Then we have to put a new AIP, right? Where to jump to next. So I'll put the address of win function here. This is basically how it works. So I'm overwriting the instructions pointer with the address of win, and then I'll get the flag. This is how it works. I'll just try to run this on the server itself directly. So the server address was this. Just copy this. I change it to remote from local to remote. And I'll just run it, and as you can see the output here. Okay. Achha, okay. It's not that's executable, so I have to set the executable bit for that. Now it should work. As you can see, I ran it against remote. I ran it remotely, and I got the flag server. What I did here is I just grabbed the address of win from the local binary and just gave it to the remote binary, and I got the flag. So this is the flag. I'll go ahead and paste it here, and I have solved this challenge. Generally, this gives you an idea about how memory corruption vulnerabilities may occur. Like a developer might use a dangerous gets function, or maybe a string copy with like two different buffers of different sizes. So that may lead to a memory corruption vulnerability, which are like extremely critical, and those are the real exploits. Like what real exploits look like. And these are all the categories covered. We covered all the categories one by one. Thank you.
Any questions?
Okay, for the insights on bare metal or raw binary, we generally use IDA for that, because IDA Pro basically, IDA Pro has a lots of feature to analyze raw binaries, and everything is mostly automated while using IDA.
Okay. In continuation that, like if we have a raw binaries, how to find the start address and the architecture of the processor, NDNS. You have any?
Okay. Yes. We have some tools basically. I'll share my screen just a second. Stop. Is it visible? Okay. So actually, the first thing, if I have this binary right here. I had this one binary which was provided to me. First thing I'll do is run the file command on the binary, and here I got a lot of information. Right, it's a 32-bit LSB executable. I'll run it again. 32-bit LSB executable, and it is for Intel 886, so it is not ARM, so it is Intel x86 based binary, and it is not stripped, so we have debugging information also here. So here I got a lot of information about it, and mainly we do is we actually, while debugging, while using GDB, right, we mostly place a breakpoint at main. So I'll just break main here, and okay, B main. I set a breakpoint at main, and I continue to run it. So here I got so this doesn't have any security limitations like ASLR. So when ASLR is on, actually it randomizes the starting address and ending address. Everything is randomized, but this binary doesn't have that. So from here I can grab the address of main. Here I hit the main function. I can just also disassemble here, like this was the input. I can see the assembly for the main for the binary here itself. This is how it generally goes. And for the security part, like what are security mitigations are taken on the binary, there is a tool called checksec. So if you use checksec on this, so it shows like the architecture is i38632 little endian. The rel-row is like this is read only, so it is partial rel-row. There is no stack canary, like nothing to prevent buffer overflows here. And the NX non-executable bit is missing. That is, you can execute from the stack itself. And no pi means no position independent executable. And this has RWX segments. So this is some general basic information gathering about the binary. These are the tools which I use before exploiting the binary, like checksec and file commands.
Yeah. Even I am aware of this, but I want some insights on non-ELF binaries, like raw binaries.
Okay.
So there we won't have any ELF header or image header.
Yes. That case, we usually dump all the data out using any carver, like a KVers or something like that. There are tools to cave out data from that. Like I know a few tools. Just give me a minute. You have to extract data from raw binary, like only hex data is there, no headers or nothing is. In that case, we generally use, I think those challenges come under forensics part. So it's no more a binary, it's just a hex stream data, lots of data, and we have to analyze the data. So generally, Kanak, which tools do we use during forensics for that?
During that, you can go with Binwalk. Binwalk is the
Binwalk is used to dump
most used tool for analyzing those kind of binaries, wherein, like, let's say there is a file system data or something like that, you can use Binwalk to extract from the data from that, and you can do post-processing on it. It is part of forensics. And then once the data is extracted, then you can try reversing it or try the further exploitation parts.
Yeah, in continuation that, but Binwalk doesn't works on the binary of bare metal. Like if you take an Arduino IDE based binary, right, you get a bin file. On that you can't run a Binwalk. Why? Because it will tell it is an unsupported file or a non-file system based. So in Binwalk doesn't work on that. Like if you take an STM IDE with a controller and you write a simple hello world program and generate a .bin file, that is purely a bare metal on which the binwalk also doesn't work.
Okay. I'm not more aware on it. I will definitely get back to you.
Yeah.
In this.
Why?
No,
Because
there is
where
one
the
corporate
challenge I
tool.
face. Why? Because whatever we have seen just now is ELF. In ELF header files, all
Yes.
the information will contain like security, compilation information,
Yes.
debug information, everything. Where in which the counter case bare metal, we don't have headers. The analyst or the assessment who will do it, they face a lot of challenges. So, thinking, is there any guidance from you?
No, there is one tool I know of. Just give me a minute. There was actually a blog to how to reverse engineer bare metal binaries. I'll just send the link to it in the chat.
Yeah, here is that article.
Oh, here is one. Here was one. I had my YouTube video. Sorry. I'll share it in chat. And this was the video from Stack Smashing. So it shows how to how to reverse the bare metal firmware. And actually, it has given one GitHub reference also for the tool. Like you have to use an extension on Ghidra to reverse engineer those binaries.
I have used BinBloom tool also.
Oh.
Bin is also there to get the
Yes.
stars and architecture.
It is for raw binary analysis.
Yeah. In Ghidra, if you want to proceed, right, we have to find out
We have to use the
start address, decompiler, and DNS.
yes.
Apart from that BinBloom, I couldn't get much tools on this, so we have to do manual hard analysis to get the results.
Okay, the BinBloom tool is actually made by Quarks Lab, so they are actually one of the NullCon sponsors. Or like if you go anyway, if you went to NullCon, they actually have a completely like hardware kind of CTF to exploit hardware devices. They organize a hardware CTF. Any more questions apart from that?
There are no more questions.
Actually, this is also a good resource which you can follow for the. It's for embedded device bootloaders, but it should also help you solve your problem of reversing bare metal binaries.
Okay.
I'm also sharing one GitHub account. He is actually the guy from Quarks Lab. He's like a senior security researcher there. He has made many tools regarding firmware dump analysis and all. You can check out his GitHub repository. I'll set it in chat.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, thank you for the help.
Yeah, thank you, Shravan, for asking the questions also. Because this is a field that not many people are familiar in the first place. They hear.
Yes, like there are multiple domains. Like if you select embedded security, there will be a lot of things happening in that same place. Like there will be embedded Linux devices, there will be embedded bare metal devices, then there will be automotive sector. So likewise, it's a big tree. Just like cyber security as a whole is a big tree, embedded security is also a big tree.
Yeah.
And in continuation that too, embedded security or the IoT security is the upcoming domain which we won't find any resources or the what you can say guidance from the internet as well. If you take a web
That's right.
application security or mobile security, you will find n number of resources, guides,
True.
courses, everything.
Yes,
But
yes,
for
yes.
embedded security, no way. We have to dig our own self to understand the things.
Yes.
So if there are no questions, and I really appreciate May and Kanak for readily agreeing to share their knowledge, because it's not 1 day or 2 days effort. It's an year, more than 12 months of effort, 2 years, 3 years of effort that they have put in, built up from scratch, because they would have also started from some point of time where everything was not at all making sense to at least something is making sense now stage. So I hope definitely this video, I would like to see the way how I should put it outside so that people really get intrigued by the things. Maybe I will pick up some points from this video and try to put it as part of content also, just to ask them some questions and all those things, because we need to make these kind of videos. I would not say viral, or it's a negative way of actually making something famous viral, but at least people should get interested and they take up these kind of things, because security is so important. We take it for granted, but there's a lot of pain that people have already gone through protecting the information. Thanks a lot, and thank you very much. Maybe you can leave in the website, the chat, your social handles also. You have shown that, but maybe a GitHub, not GitHub link, but your LinkedIn thing, so that people can follow you. And for sure, definitely in tomorrow's post, I will paste your handles also. So before we say call it off a day, can I have people come on camera? Aditya and Jayesh Ravan. So count of 3, 2, 1. Yes, thank you very much, and hope you found it useful. And if you like it, do share it and do let other people also know, so that they understand. I think this is upcoming field, cybersecurity, and there are definitely a lot of opportunities for other people. I mean, for each one of us, depending on what interests us. Thank you very much again,
Yes.
Kanak and Amay. And I wish you
Thank you,
all
sir.
happy
Thank you,
vacation.
sir.
I
Thank
think
you,
for
sir.
everyone, vacation is going to start, and so I wish you all a happy
Yes.
vacation. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir. Bye.
Thank you for the session. Bye.
Yes, bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.